Randy Orton, the man who turned pain into power and built one of the greatest legacies in the history of professional wrestling, his journey is not just about victories and titles, it's about passion, dedication, struggle, and will rise every single time life tried to break him. Randy Orton's last match in WWE became one of the most emotional moments in the company's history. When he returned after suffering a career-threatening back injury, the crowd erupted like never before. The Viper was back stronger, sharper, and more determined than ever. For over a year, he had been told his body couldn't take the punishment anymore. Doctors warned him that wrestling again could end his career or even damage his spine forever, but Randy refused to accept defeat. He spent months training in silence, pushing through unbearable pain, rebuilding his body, and proving that nothing can stop a man who truly loves what he does. When he finally stepped back into the ring, his eyes told the story of every battle he had fought, every injury, every scar, and every sleepless night. That return wasn't just another wrestling moment. It was a message to the world: never let anyone tell you that your time is over. Randy Orton showed that legends don't retire, they simply evolve. Randy Keith Orton was born on April 1st, 1980 in Knoxville, Tennessee. He was destined to be part of the wrestling world. His father, Cowboy Bob Orton, was a WWE Hall of Famer, and his grandfather, Bob Orton Sr., was also a wrestling star, so the legacy was already there. But Randy knew that living in the shadow of a legend was never easy. He wanted to make his own name, not just be known as Bob Orton's son. As a child, Randy struggled to find balance. He loved wrestling, but also felt the pressure of carrying his family's legacy. He joined the United States Marine Corps after high school, but was discharged early after violating orders. That was a dark chapter in his life, and it taught him a valuable lesson about discipline and focus. After that experience, he knew his heart belonged to wrestling. He joined Ohio Valley Wrestling, where he began shaping his career. He showed promise, but also had a fiery temper. He wanted success, and he wanted it fast. His talent didn't go unnoticed, and soon he was called up to WWE, where his destiny truly began. Randy Orton joined the iconic group Evolution alongside Triple H, Ric Flair, and Batista. Evolution wasn't just a team, it was a factory of legends, and under their guidance, Orton learned how to control his emotions, how to think strategically, and how to become a superstar. His confidence, his athletic ability, and his cold, unpredictable nature made him stand out. He wasn't just another wrestler, he was becoming something special. At the age of 24, Randy Orton made history by becoming the youngest world heavyweight champion in WWE history. When he defeated Chris Benoit, that moment changed his life forever. It was the day the Legend Killer was born. Randy Orton started targeting WWE's biggest names, legends who had built the foundation of wrestling. He went after icons like Mick Foley, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Hulk Hogan. He was fearless, ruthless, and completely obsessed with becoming the best. But fame and success came with a price. Randy Orton's early career was full of ups and downs. He faced multiple suspensions due to behavioral issues. He was known for being rebellious and sometimes difficult to handle. He struggled with anger and made mistakes that almost ended a career. Many critics called him arrogant and ungrateful. But Randy learned the hard way that success means nothing without humility. Those years shaped him into the man he would later become, a symbol of focus, precision, and mental strength. As time passed, Randy matured both as a wrestler and as a person. He evolved from the cocky Legend Killer into the Viper, a calm, calculating, and dangerous predator. Inside the ring, he developed a unique style, slow, methodical, and psychological. He didn't just fight his opponents, he studied them, waited for the perfect moment, and struck with the RKO, one of the most iconic finishes in WWE history. Throughout his career, Randy Orton collected numerous achievements. He became a 14-time world champion, won 2 Royal Rumble matches, Money in the Bank, and main event WrestleMania. His rivalries with stars like John Cena, Triple H, Edge, and Bray Wyatt are considered some of the best in WWE history. He became the face of consistency, the man who could carry any storyline and deliver unforgettable performances. But behind the fame, there were still challenges. Randy Orton battled serious injuries that kept him away from the ring for months. He faced back problems, shoulder surgeries, and mental struggles. There were times he questioned if he could ever perform again. But Randy Orton is built differently. Every time life knocked him down, he came back stronger. He once said that wrestling is not just his job, it's his therapy. It's where he finds himself again. What makes Randy Orton truly inspirational is how he turned his flaws into strength. He learned from his past mistakes and became a mentor to younger talent. He earned the respect of the same people who once criticized him. He became a leader in the locker room, a veteran who inspired others through his discipline and dedication. Randy taught that you don't need to scream or show off to be powerful. Real power comes from silence and precision. For the fans, Randy Orton is more than just a superstar. He is a symbol of perseverance. His story motivates millions who are struggling in their own lives. He shows that no matter how far you fall, you can always rise again if you have the heart and will to fight. His journey proves that talent gets you noticed, but hard work and consistency make you a legend. People are inspired by Randy Orton because his life represents the truth of success. It's not always about glory, it's about fighting battles that nobody sees. It's about refusing to give up when everything seems impossible. His legacy tells us that greatness is built through pain, patience, and persistence. From being a reckless young talent to becoming one of the most respected veterans in WWE, Randy Orton's story is a reminder that change is possible, that no one is perfect, but anyone can grow if they truly want to. His journey is not just a wrestling story, it's a life lesson about redemption, resilience, and evolution. Even today, when Randy Orton walks into the ring, his presence sends chills down every spine. He doesn't need words, his silence, his walk, his smirk, they all speak louder than anything, because when the Viper strikes, it's not just an RKO, it's a message that legends never die, they live forever in the heart of those who believe in never giving up. Randy Orton, the Viper, the apex predator, the legend killer, a man who faces demons, fought his battles, and emerged victorious. His life teaches us that the road to greatness is never easy, but for those who refuse to quit, it always leads to glory.